Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? Good morning. The devotional today will be led by Representative Molly Burke of Brattleboro.
I am going to read, good morning, everybody. I am going to read a little poem by William Butler Yeats that I think sort of summarizes a way of thinking about our being here and trying to create some peace in the midst of the sort of maelstrom that we're going to be in. The Lake Isle of Innisfree by William Butler Yeats. I will arise and go now, go to Innisfree, and a small cabin build there, of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the veils of the morning to where the cricket sings. There, midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, for always, night and day, I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's gray, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Thank you.
Members, it is our custom on Fridays to have a memoriam for House members who we recently lost. Members, will you please rise as we honor 7 former House members? Representative Connie Quimby of Concord was born in 1943, served in the House from 2013 to 2020, and passed away on June 10th, 2023. Representative Betty Nuovo of Middlebury was born in 1931, served in the House from 1981 through 1990, and then from 1997 through 2016, and passed away on July 4th, 2023. Representative Lavinia Dorsey Bright of South Burlington was born in 1941, served in the House from 1989 through 1994, and passed away on July 29th, 2023. Representative Albert Chuck Pierce of Richford was born in 1943, served in the House from 2009 through 2018, and passed away on November 28th, 2023. Representative Mark J. Candon of Proctor was born in 1952, served in the House from 1981 through 1984, and passed away on November 28th, 2023. And Representative Betty C. Ferrario of Rutland City was born in 1923, served in the House from 1991 through 1992, and passed away on November 30th, 2023. And Rep. John Jack Candon of Norwich was born in 1950, served in the House from 1983 through 1986, and passed away on December 5th, 2023. Please join me in a moment of silence in memory of these members. Members, we have 32 House bills for introduction this morning. Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to suspend our rules to introduce bills by number only?
Motion to suspend rules in order to introduce bills by number only.
You have heard the motion. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have suspended our rules to introduce bills by number only. Please listen to the first reading of bills by number only.
H 651,
To the Committee on Commerce and Economic Development.
H 652,
To the Committee on Environment and Energy.
H 653,
To the Committee on Healthcare.
H 654,
To the Committee on Judiciary.
H 655,
To the Committee on Judiciary.
H 656,
To the Committee on Commerce and Economic Development.
H 657,
To the Committee on Energy, Committee on Environment and Energy.
H 658,
To the Committee on Commerce and Economic Development.
H 659,
To the Committee on Commerce and Economic Development.
H 660,
To the Committee on Education.
H 661,
To the Committee on Human Services.
H 662,
To the Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs.
H 663,
To the Committee on General and Housing.
H 664,
To the Committee on General and Housing.
H 665,
To the Committee on Healthcare.
H 666,
To the Committee on Commerce and Economic Development.
H 667,
To the Committee on Commerce and Economic Development.
H 668,
To the Committee on Environment and Energy.
H 669,
To the Committee on Environment and Energy.
H 670,
To the Committee on Judiciary.
H 671,
To the Committee on Environment and Energy.
H 672,
To the Committee on Commerce and Economic Development.
H 673,
To the Committee on Environment and Energy.
H 674,
To the Committee on Environment and Energy.
H 675,
To the Committee on General and Housing.
H 676,
To the Committee on Healthcare.
H 677,
To the Committee on Education.
H 678,
To the Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs.
H 679,
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
H 680,
To the Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs.
H 681,
To the Committee on Healthcare.
and H 682.
To the Committee on Education. Members, we have a joint Senate, hold on one moment, please. Members, we have a joint Senate resolution to take up at this time. JRS 34 is a joint resolution to provide for a joint assembly to hear the budget message of the governor. It was offered by Senator Kitchell and was read and adopted by the Senate. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that the two houses meet in joint assembly on Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon to receive the budget message of the governor.
Now you've heard the reading of the resolution, and the question is, shall the House adopt the resolution in concurrence? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have adopted the resolution in concurrence. Are there any announcements? Member from Westford.
Madam Speaker, thank you. I wanted to ask the body to welcome one of my constituents to the House today, Seth Jensen. He's a lifelong Westford resident and someone I like to colloquially refer to as the smartest man in Westford. He is a town planner. He works for the Lamoille Regional Planning Commission, and he also serves on our planning commission using his expertise, and we really benefit from that. And he also uses that expertise to help us all with grant opportunities and other things that I think regular folks just aren't aware of. So please give him a warm welcome. Thank you.
Will the guest and the member from Westford please rise and be recognized? Are there any announcements, member from St. Albans Town?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is a message for the Future Caucus. On Tuesday, January 9th at 5 o'clock, we're going to be hosting a kickoff event at Hugo's Bar for the future caucus members. If you did not get the email from Representative Stone, please reach out to either one of us and we'll be able to give you more information on it. Thank you.
Member from Hartford.
Madam Speaker, is today a special day for you? On behalf of all of us, happy birthday, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam. Yes, yes. No. We said.
No numbers. Are there any further announcements? Member from Rutland.
Happy birthday, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
The Working Vermonters Caucus will be meeting this coming Wednesday at the Pavilion at room 267. Everyone is welcome to join us, and I hope to see you there. Thank you.
Member from South
At
Burlington.
noon.
Member from South Burlington.
Madam Speaker, in 1988, Lavinia Dorsey Bright was elected to the Vermont House of Representatives and served 3 terms representing the city of South Burlington. She was the first African-American woman and in fact, the first woman of color to serve in the Vermont legislature. As a state representative, Lavinia led the fight for race and gender equity, inclusion, and opportunity. Bright served 3 terms in the Vermont House, focusing her legislative work on race and gender equity and rising to become ranking member of the House Health and Welfare Committee. It was in that seat that she shepherded through Vermont's first Parental and Family Leave Act. Bright co-sponsored and advanced resolutions and bills such as a retirement bill regarding teachers and state employees and a hate crimes bill intended to increase civil liberties and protect people who are harassed or attacked due to race, religion, disability, or sexual orientation, among others. In 2021, local NAACP chapters in Vermont established the Bright Leadership Institute in her honor as a multi-stage training program for BIPOC Vermonters running for any level of public office or taking on community leadership roles. Please join me in honoring this trailblazer who impacted the lives of so many.
Are there any further announcements? Member from Berkshire.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd just like to announce that the Vermont National Guard and Veterans Affairs Caucus will be meeting at 8 a.m. on Tuesday in room 270 in the Pavilion Building. And if you'd like to be added to the distribution list to receive the Zoom information or the agenda, please see Representative Byron. Thank you.
Member from Halifax.
Madam Speaker, for anyone who loves love, there's a holiday coming up, February 14th. And for anyone who loves state parks, February 15th is their centennial. I have a resolution on my desk I'm accepting sign-on for to celebrate that.
Are there any further announcements? Member from Williston.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and happy birthday. I just want to announce that the Women's Caucus will be hosting a dinner, a social event at a home just down the street. Representative from Burlington and several others have graciously offered to make delicious food and are just the most generous set of hosts I've yet encountered here. So that will be next Tuesday evening around 6:30, and I will send out an email with details, but all are welcome even if you have not previously considered yourself a member of the Women's Caucus. You're most welcome to join us.
Are there any further announcements? Seeing none. Orders of the day. Members, I just want to give you a heads up that the order that we will be taking the resolutions in is different than what you see on the action calendar. So to give you a heads up, we will be starting with HR 13 and then JRH 7, and then JRH 8. With that, start with action on our action calendar, with HR 13, which is a House resolution authorizing limited remote committee voting through the remainder of calendar year 2024. This resolution has been read and appears in yesterday's journal. Speaking for the Committee on Rules, member from Heartland.
I think you've confused me on which resolution we're starting with.
HR 13.
HR 13, thank you. And let me also share in wishing you a happy birthday. As the speaker just said, this is brought to you by your House Committee on Rules. You can find the text for HR 13 on page 33 of yesterday's journal. And of course, you can search for it on the legislative website. As the title suggests, this resolution allows for limited remote voting in House committees, and this should look very familiar. It's essentially the same as HR 7, which we adopted last March. HR 7 expires today, so we need this new resolution to allow for continued remote voting in our House committees. The resolution applies the same remote voting authority we had last year through the remainder of calendar year 2024. The resolution has 3 clauses. The first authorizes each member of a committee to vote remotely in that committee if the member is tested positive for COVID-19 and is within a period of isolation as provided by the Vermont Department of Health guidelines. There's a slight variation in the wording here from the older resolution. The new resolution no longer says required period of isolation, but rather simply says period of isolation. This is because although the Department of Health still offers quarantine instructions for individuals who test positive for COVID, this guidance falls short of being presented as a requirement. The clause goes on to say that a House committee member may vote remotely for up to 3 days for any other reason. Note that there is an and not an or between these. So remote voting authority, voting remotely due to COVID quarantine doesn't count against a committee member's option to vote remotely for up to 3 days for any other reason. The second resolve clause says if you want to exercise this remote voting authority, you have to notify your committee chair and clerk. It also states that your participation on that day will count toward a committee quorum. In the last resolve clause, the committee clerks are tasked with reporting votes cast by members who are not physically present as remote votes and for tracking the number of days an individual member exercises non-COVID remote voting authority. The committee vote in favor of this resolution was 7-0, and we ask for your support.
The question is, shall the House adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and the resolution is adopted. Now we'll take up JRH 7, which is a joint resolution authorizing limited remote joint committee voting through the remainder of calendar year 2024. This resolution has been read and appears on yesterday's journal. Speaking for the Committee on Rules, the member from Heartland.
Thank you again, Madam Speaker. This resolution is essentially the same as the House resolution we just passed, except of course that it's a joint resolution rather than a House resolution, and it applies to joint committees. The text can also be found on page 33 of yesterday's journal. The resolution is also essentially the same as JRH 6 that we adopted last June, which also is expiring today. Again, as the title suggests, this resolution allows for limited remote voting in joint committees. The clauses I just described for HR 13 are essentially identical in JRH 7. There's a slight difference in the second resolve clause. If you want to exercise this remote voting authority, you must notify the joint committee chair or co-chairs as applicable and the committee clerk. And this is, of course, because joint committees might have co-chairs. Otherwise, The resolution wording is exactly the same as the one we just passed. And the committee voted in favor of the resolution 7-0. Thank you.
The question is, shall the House adopt the resolution on its part? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have adopted the resolution. Finally, JRH 8 is a joint resolution providing for an election to fill a vacancy in the office of Sergeant at Arms. This resolution has been read and appears in yesterday's journal. The question is, shall the House adopt the resolution on its part? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have adopted the resolution. Members, that completes the orders of the day. Are there any announcements? Member from Waterbury.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the Committee on General and Housing be relieved of House Bill 649, which is an act relating to the Vermont Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and that the bill be committed to the Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs.
The member from Waterbury moves that the Committee on General and Housing be relieved of House Bill 649, which is an act relating to the Vermont Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and that the same be committed to the Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have relieved the Committee on General and Housing of House Bill 649 and committed the same to the Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs. Member from Poultney.
Point of inquiry, Madam Speaker, are we going to handle JRH 8 today?
Member, we did take that vote. We did. Member from St. Albans City.
Madam Speaker, I move that the House Government Operations and Military Affairs Committee be relieved of H105, an act relating to the Community Resilience and Disaster Mitigation Fund, and that the same be committed to the House Committee on Ways and Means.
The member from St. Albans City moves that the Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs be relieved of House Bill 105, which is an act relating to the Community Resilience and Disaster Mitigation Fund, and that the same be committed to the Committee on Ways and Means. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have relieved the Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs of House Bill 105 and committed the same to the Committee on Ways and Means. Are there any further announcements? Seeing none. Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to adjourn until Tuesday, January 9th at 10 a.m.?
Madam Speaker, I make a motion this body stand in adjournment until Tuesday, January 9th, 2024 at 10 a.m.
You have heard the motion. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and this body stands in adjournment until next Tuesday at 10 a.m.